My dead BFF spouse has moved on, less than half a year after her death. My dear friend fought a nearly 5-year-long cancer battle that we all supported her through, including him. Unfortunately, as they were trying to bring her home to spend her last days there, her condition deteriorated too quickly, and she died before transport could be completed. I unfortunately was not there when it happened, as they all thought she had several days left, and they wanted to give her her last wish of passing peacefully at home. Her funeral was attended by many family and friends. Those of us who were the closest group of friends were allowed to have our own private visitation with her and the family, before the doors were open to others attending. Several classmates whom I had not seen since the end of high school were in attendance. One woman with whom I had negative experiences with during school was there. We had recently reconnected via Facebook and were communicating in mutual concern for our friend prior to her passing. During these conversations, we had several talks that veered into personal territory. We seemed to have had similar life issues, with ex-husbands and bad relationships, and it seemed like we were connecting and empathizing with the other. She eventually expressed an interest in my first ex-husband, who is best buds with the mutual friend's husband, while also conveying how much she wanted to be there to be of support. Not thinking much of things, I answered some questions about my ex honestly without trying to reveal too much info, while also simultaneously expressing my own fears that once my friend passed, I would lose a nearly 4-decade connection and friendship. Her fears and insecurities of being unloved, or never having a man again because she wasn't pretty enough, were topmost, and I attempted to help her to see her beyond her outer beauty and into her inner beauty, and learn to love herself, find her self-esteem, and to feel at peace. You know, trying to be that type of woman who builds the other up, rather than tears them down. Well, after the funeral, her games began. She would reach out to me via Messenger and tell me of the quality time she was spending, first with my ex, then with both men, as well as throwing in the occasional gem of the attention she was seeking and receiving from total strangers, on the beach, in the gym, etc. Think pick-me energy. In our last conversation, I made an innocent comment about the nature of my friendship with my BFF's widower, and she went full on Regina George on me, demanding to know why I was wanting to spend time with him, that I had no reason to be close to him in any kind of way. At that point, I knew what her real motive had been all along, and I blocked her. My BFF's widower, always open and honest to a fault, suddenly seemed to be more reserved, cagey even. I never expected to be given an accounting of his daily life, but we all have been concerned for him and his mental health, because 5 years of being a supportive, loving husband and caregiver is a lot for anybody to deal with. And of course, I was reaching out to see where I could help, and to just talk and share our memories of her. One of my last conversations with him, several weeks back, pretty much sealed my fate. I, being a single woman myself for several years now, was told that he was now preferring to not have people visiting anymore, that he was done his grieving, and that he was ready to start dating and to move on. And I'm certain you all can guess who he's now dating. I'm at a loss. I hand-fed her the biggest insecurity I had for myself, and she ran with it. I am disgusted, dismayed, and appalled. And yes, even furious. When I last visited him at their house, he and their grown children were still having difficulty picking out an urn for her, and she was still in the box she came home in from the crematorium. My BFF, this lovely, caring sweetheart of a woman, always accepting of anybody and their situation, to my knowledge, still rests in a cardboard box, feet away from where they now cuddle on the furniture together. I was with her for the births of their children, watching them grow up with mine, vacationing together, milestone birthdays and events. I watched this disease eat her away to nothing. And now, I'm not welcome in her home. She has no grave where I can go to grieve her. I know this shouldn't be all about me, because many of us are sad, lost in grieving her passing, but this hurts me to my core, and I will never be able to accept this person, nor will I ever see him the same again. So, I'm pulling back. I have no choice. Logically, I know it's his life, and that everybody grieves differently, but who does this? Follow or subscribe.